Hello YouTube, this is Dan from Merchant Prince Digital and we're back playing Satisfactory 1.2. In the previous episodes we set up a reinforced iron plates factory. We've just set up a rotor factory. We're going to combine those two things in this episode to make smart plating and get started on building phase 1 of the space elevator. So we've got our 2 rotors here. We're going to do some decorating as well whilst we wait for that to complete. So I think we probably want to carry the components down this side over here somewhere. Reinforced iron plates down there, rotors down there, and then we'll assemble them into smart plating and carry them off round to the space elevator. So let's do that. It's a little bit rushed at the minute. We're not focusing too much on making it look good. We'll do a lot of decorating later on. Just for now, I want to get things up and running. 1, 2, 3, something like that. Let's see how that feels. You go along like this. 1, 2. Is that flat? No, it's not. 1. Is that flat? No. This isn't in the right place. Probably like there. I want it to try and be on a flat plane, so that's... Is that flat? No! What if I move it down a bit? Let's try it. There? That feels good. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we'll take the rotors off down this side. Let's build a bit of a space. We might need to get some more concrete. Let's leave a space in between these. 1, 2. There's already going to be a space there. So we could actually do it over this side. Yeah, let's do it over this side. We'll reposition this. I'm going to redo all the staircases at some point. Oh no, I need to get up there. Let me just move for a second. Right, so we're going to bring the rotors down to here and we're going to put them in this container. Which can go like that. We're going to have another one next to them, which is where we're going to put the reinforced iron plates. Like that. We'll sort out the... We'll sort out the staircase later. See if we can get this connected. Is that going to connect up? I think it is. So, I just make a mess of this for a minute. Break all of the decoration rules, but we'll tidy it up in a minute. Let me through! This is what happens when you don't build walkways around your factory. Okay, this is working, this one. Yeah. It's going to take a little while for these to ramp up in production because we have to wait for all the machines to fill up. But they will do eventually. I should have got my ratios roughly right. Cool, so the rotors are going to come down there and they're going to go in here. Let's bring in these now. I quite like that height, so let's keep that height again. Try and keep things reasonably symmetrical. Up to here, yeah. Okay, so if we go... Is that in line? Yeah. Like that. Cool. So we've got to get the reinforced iron plates coming down here. This rock is a bit annoying. I've not really known what to do about this rock. I might just sort of build some sort of box around it, maybe some glass, but at the moment it's sort of in the way. I got these platforms because there's something underneath this, which is annoying. Yeah, see, there's a big rock in the way. So you've had to sort of go up a little bit, but that's alright. So we'll bring this round and to join up with here roughly, let's just put down some temporary things. Yeah, so probably we want this to go in the middle of that. Sort of there. Yeah. And then go up to like that. Is that about right? I mean, it's right, but it's not. Is that going to leave enough space for the conveyor lift? Yeah, should do. Alright, let's try that then. Up we go. So this is the reinforced iron plates area on the top. So if we do that like that. How many has it made? Loads! Great, that's good. 98% efficiency, so productivity, so that's good. So my ratios and stuff are sort of working, that, you know, we're not wasting any machinery, wasting any power. If you've not played Satisfactory before, the resources that you mine are unlimited, which is different from a game like Factorio where, you know, you might have a finite amount of resource. But just because they're unlimited doesn't mean you just want to be extracting loads of them, because power is your kind of limiting resource in this game. Constantly having to build new power plants. And in my case at the moment, cutting down trees because we don't yet have coal power. Okay, so we've got reinforced iron plates and we've got rotors coming into storage here. So we've got a little storage area. And then we'll build a assembler just on the edge here. It's a temporary assembler because we're not going to need one. We'll make a proper smart plating factory somewhere else in future. But this is just to get us going. So we'll have that going into there, that going into there. We need some power. Still from over there, yeah. Let's bring that there. Now we have smart plating. Question is, do I want to put a conveyor belt into the space elevator so it gradually fills up, or do I just want to wait till there's 50 of them in here and come and grab them? And I think probably I'm just going to do a bit of a temporary rubbish conveyor belt, because I don't really like having conveyor belts on the ground like this, because this is where I want to be walking, this is where I want to be running around. But we'll do it for now, just so I can see the number going up in the top right. I might even manually craft some of those smart platings just to get them off the ground. But you can't manually craft them, but craft the bits and pieces. Well, can you craft them? You might be able to craft them. I can't remember. And whilst this is filling up and we're waiting for this to go... Oh no, we've run out of resources. We'll either do a bit of exploring or we'll set up the next factory, which is going to be modular frames. So the reason we're going to do modular frames next is because we need about 150 modular frames to unlock coal power, which is the big one for us, and blueprints, which is the one that's going to really speed up how quickly we can make stuff in this game. So yeah, modular frames is a good logical next step, and we'll just have a few of those being made every minute so that they build up, and when we need them we can just grab them. But I'd like to do some exploring as well, because we'd like to unlock some of the cool technology. There's alternate recipes, all sorts of things. Hope you're not getting motion sickness from me bunny hopping around. It's the fastest way to get around, so that's why I'm doing it. You get a little speed boost, but it might be a bit disorientating. Okay, so we're going to bring these around here. Like this. Like this. Ta-da! So we now have smart plating feeding in to the space elevator, which when we've got 50 of them, we'll be able to complete phase 1. Brilliant. How long is that going to take? Let's have a look. 2 per minute, so 25 minutes. So 25 minutes is good time for us to go and build the modular frame factory. So let's find somewhere to do that. So for modular frames we're going to need an iron node. I think I've used these 3 iron nodes back here now, haven't I? Probably not much space anyway. Yeah, I've used these up. Great. We'll do some decorating soon as well, filling in all these gaps so it doesn't look so awful. We want to get quartz up and running. We want to unlock some stuff in the MAM. We want to unlock some stuff in the awesome shop, which is where you buy new items, new cosmetics, new blueprints. There we go. We need to sort out the staircases. The reason I'm putting off the staircases is I normally sort of blueprint a repeatable staircase that we can add on to all of these buildings. Looking good. Running out of concrete. Well, it's not looking good. I hate these sort of... I hate the basic walls, if I'm honest with you, and it, you know, they just look boxy factories, but they certainly look better than leaving it all kind of half done. Okay, let's get some concrete. Let's get some biofuel so we don't run out of stuff in the power plant. We'll look for a good place to build a modular frame factory. Take all this concrete because we'll need that. So I think over that side is where I normally build like a starter a starter steel factory, because there's both iron and coal over there. So I'm not going to use those nodes for the modular frame factory, because we just need iron. So we'll leave the iron and coal over there as it is for later on. We will need some steel to build blueprint. Unlock blueprint, and we'll need it to unlock coal power, but we'll come back to that. You can see in the top right, hooray! The first smart plating has entered the space elevator. Let me up. Yeah, so the leaves go in the left. The way I always do my generators, biofuel power plants, is leave L for left, leaves on the left, and the right for the wood. I will unlock signs at some point, so I can put a sign on there that says leaves and a sign on there that says wood, and I might even unlock smart splitters, which lets it automatically sort the two. But at the beginning of the game you don't have any of that stuff, so a simple way that I remember which one to put it in is leaves on the left, wood on the right. Okay, so modular frames, let's go. Oh, and also let's have a look at and see how many tickets we've got to spend in the awesome shop. I think I explained last time, if you've not played Factorio, how the awesome shop works, but if you've got any excess resources, you can dump them in the sink, which is this machine here, and that simply means that they get converted into points. Points get converted into tickets, and you can spend tickets at the shop. And it's a little kind of a side thing, you don't really need to do this, but there's a lot of cool things in the shop. You know, the staircases that we're using were bought in the shop. I've got 5 tickets now. You know, there's really useful things in here like these power outlets, cost 3 tickets. The conveyor wall holes cost 1 ticket. The signs, when we eventually get quartz, cost tickets. I like to paint, I like the concrete wall material, which costs 3 tickets. I might get that soon. Start making things look nice. Double ramp sets, really good, because you can make some nice ramps. Some nice kind of places, like towers and stuff to take your conveyor belts along. Doors is a good one to get quite early on. The ladder I've already got. I like the concrete pillar set, which might be what I get now, because they let you decorate stuff and make it look good. So actually, let's put that in the cart. We'll come back, and I also like the modern railings. That might be one to get soon. And then also, you can actually spend your tickets on hacks of items. Like I could get 200 biofuel. At the start of the game, this can really speed you up, because you can kind of like get a load of steel using tickets. But as the game goes on, you know, you don't really want to waste tickets, which get harder and harder to unlock. You know, every time you spend some points, they get harder and harder to unlock on these resources, which if you just go and build another factory, you can generate yourself. So I think I'm going to take the concrete pillar set, and I think I'm going to take the concrete walls, because that's going to make stuff start to look nice. Is there anything that I need functionally before I start thinking about cosmetics? Probably, to be fair, this is better, because this lets me hang power cables from ceilings. So actually, as much as I want the concrete wall material, let's get that instead. So we can do a bit of decoration with the concrete pillars, and then we can tidy up the internals of our factories with the wall power outlets.
Fix-It never recalls a product. Every awesome item is guaranteed to work for its entire lifetime. Enjoy your purchase.
Right, let's go for a couple of things. So this is the MAM. This is a research tool. These are all of the things that you can research. So for example, I've got some quartz and I've got some sulfur here. So if I go to quartz and I click on this, it needs 10 quartz, and I can research it. It happens really quickly. And doing this will unlock stuff, and in particular I want to unlock the blade runners.
Crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
So yeah, so there's loads of stuff that I can unlock. This is a Mercer sphere. Possibly.
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal. Research it in the MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application.
So these are possibly the most valuable thing you can get in the game, in my opinion, because what they allow you to do is unlock special storage containers that mean that you can access from anywhere in the world. So when you're out in the wilderness building a factory, if you've got a storage container somewhere, fill up with iron plates, you don't need to run back to your base to get iron plates. They just appear in your inventory, and you can kind of upgrade that all down this side, and the storage containers can hold more stuff, and it just makes your life a lot easier in such a big game. So we're going to be looking out for those. I'm going to be collecting those. I know where a lot of them are because I've played the game so much.
Mercer sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of massage 2, AB, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
Witness our scripture, witness our windows, have you come to defile our shrine? Sing the song.
Arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
Wow, that was a bit spooky, wasn't it? So yeah, there's something funky going on with those spheres. Okay, let's go and get some mushrooms. And we need mushrooms. They're not called mushrooms, they're called mycelia. Let's go and get some mycelia, because what that will allow us to do in that man that I just showed you is it will let us unlock the parachute, which is my favourite early game equipment to unlock. It lets you jump from any height without dying. It lets you kind of glide along. It just makes getting around a lot easier. But there's a load of mushroom stuff up here. One thing I'm worried about is I think there might be scary monsters over here. I can't remember. Not scary, but you know what I mean. Dangerous monsters. If you hear cat sounds, I've got mild I've got arachnophobia, but I've been working on it, so it's getting better. So I've got arachnophobia mode on, which means that all of the things that look like spiders in this game now look like cats. And they're still kind of a little bit spooky. When you see a giant pixelated cat running at you and squeaking, it's still a little bit intimidating. So if you see cats, that's why. They're not a default thing. I've just got a setting on in the game. Right, so let's try and unlock this mycelia. And we want to go down the route of fabric. We need 100 biomass for that.
The mycelial networks of these fungi possess unusually resilient hyphae, which show potential for making a strong but lightweight natural fabric. Additionally, it has similar medicinal and pest control applications to mycelia on Earth.
Okay. Mycelia, fabric. What's this one? We can't do that yet. Parachute. So we need 10 fabric for that. I think we can now make fabric. And we need for that mycelia and biomass. You can make plenty of biomass. I think it said 10 fabric, was it? You can see the space elevator's nearly halfway done. Yeah. Parachute. What's this one? We can probably do this one as well if we make enough fabric. We'll do that back at base because we've got rotors back there. Okay, so to build the parachute, we need one of these equipment workshops. 20 fabric. We might need a little bit more mushroom stuff, mycelia. Yeah, so I find Satisfactory to be quite a relaxing, chill game. There's not a lot of stress in it. The only bit that is stressful, really, is the creepy crawlies that you see from time to time. But I don't know. What about you? Is it a de-stress game for you? Like, I find it really therapeutic. It's a good escape. You can just kind of get into a bit of a flow state with it, where you're building stuff, you're growing your factory, you know, whatever it is you're doing, decorating and watching numbers go up in a relaxing way. So for me, it's really relaxing. But some people play this at a kind of a high stress level, and they're frantically running about and doing loads of stuff. And yeah, I can't kind of do that myself. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. There we go. We have the parachute. Success. We'll get rid of this stuff. Let's take this Caterium, because we haven't picked any of this up yet.
Unknown metal collected. This metallic element is showing properties similar to those in Group 11 on the periodic table, such as high conductivity and malleability. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
So now we have parachute. Sorry, Caterium, let's talk about that. So those little nodes that I just harvested, you find them around the world, and they allow you to unlock stuff in here. So at the moment we've unlocked quartz. If we get enough Caterium, we'll be able to unlock that as well. And as you can see, I'm gliding, which is cool. I've got my parachute at last. Yeah, so Caterium is sort of like gold, but it unlocks... I think it unlocks smart splitters, which are a really good tool to have. They basically let your conveyor belts send different items different way. Now I tend to only have one type of item on a belt, so I don't really use it for filtering myself, but what I like it for is overflow. So when it can't, you know, say this container got filled up and it can't put any more in, I want the smart splitter to send the overflow off into a sink, so it means that your machines will always run even if your containers are all full up. So that's what I like it for. Okay, let's dump some stuff back at base. Then we'll find a place to start building our smart plating factory. And then we'll probably end the episode there and build the smart plating factory in the next episode. And also by then, the phase 1 of the space elevator should be complete. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Just build a temporary little MAM here. Have we got anything on here that we can complete? We've got a load of stuff here. Let's do some of this stuff whilst we're here. Let's get Caterium done, which is what we just found. We could probably do that. Do that later. We've got these. I've put a load of stuff in here that I can pick up.
To gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics, due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
Power slugs. I think we can research power slugs. This might be the thing that lets us underclock, is it? I can't remember now. This is what we need to underclock. Let's learn that.
Is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
So, I've just unlocked the ability to underclock my machines.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially. The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics.
So we're unlocking loads of stuff, just listening to what Ada is saying.
Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration. This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer defending tools. This fruit, dubbed the cranberry, due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe,
Yeah, already done stingers, but then let's chop the stingers up.
Added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
We've got enough space. So yeah, you can convert the nasty monsters into edible stuff. But what I really want is this, because I just need more inventory slots. Let's go get some cable and unlock that. And what do we need for... What was it we needed for fabric? Oh, I should have got more mycelia whilst I was over there, but we'll do that later. We've only got 3 in here. So let's get rid of this and this. We'll have them later on. We'll use the fabric later on. We can research the summer sloop. So this is a really cool piece of alien technology. I'll tell you about it when Ada's finished chatting away.
Summer sloop analysis completed. Summer sloops are somewhere between battery and conduit, harvesting energy from pockets of space with complete disregard for the rules of the space-time continuum, and distributing it into its connected ecosystem. This energy,
Let the effigies harvest until the waves reach our shores. Consume.
similarities to the hypothetical force of dark energy to potentially be one and the same. It can now be tracked by the object scanner.
Okay, so summer sloops are like an alien artifact that basically use power. You put them in your machines, they use power, and they basically give you more output for the input. So your inputs stay the same, but your outputs go up. So what that effectively means is that you're getting a lot more stuff for your input. So yeah, they're really powerful. I don't use them a lot at the beginning of the game because they just use too much energy, and because we've got so many nodes around that we've still there's an iron there. Because we've got so many of these nodes, we can just build another factory on it rather than needing to kind of do all the alien stuff. But later on in the game, they're a really good way of expanding. This is a good place to build my modular frame factory. We'll probably use both of these impure nodes to make 60 iron ore, and we'll put it up there. So we'll do that next game, next episode. For now, I'm just unlocking a load of this stuff. Got to remember I've got the parachute. I might move the hub. Oh no! We've run out of energy. Is that because we've run out of biofuel, or is it because probably we've run out of biofuel? We gotta get some coal. Yeah, these are empty. We'll let that fill up for a minute and then we'll restart them. The worst sound in existence is your fuses blowing. Right. What was I learning? I was learning stuff. Can we do this one? Yeah. 6 more. Oh no, we can't do that because we've got to do this first. Okay, we might need to kill a few animals before we can get to that. But I really want more inventory slots because that's the thing that's holding me back. Keep having to delete stuff.
Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules.
Can't do that one yet.
In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien life form
I need
data
some more
in these
quartz.
capsules can be
Cool.
traded for fix-it coupons at the Awesome Sink. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange
put some
rate
of these
anywhere on
there.
this planet.
Okay, I think we're going to end it there. So in this episode we connected up the reinforced iron plate factory and the rotor factory. We connected both of them up into this assembler to produce smart plating. We've very nearly completed the space elevator phase 1. We did a bit of exploration, got some stuff to build a parachute, which is a big win. We filled in some gaps and we've planned out where we're going next episode, up there to build a modular frame factory. So if you want to see the first phase of the elevator being completed, please stick around and watch the next episode. I've been Dan from Merchant Prince Digital. I make games, I help people make games. I'm making a Steam game, which is a retro RPG game. I'll tell you more about that in future episodes. You can find out more about me in the description. Please like, comment and subscribe. That really helps. Let me know if you're enjoying this. Thanks very much and see you next time.